An innocent 16-year-old black male was killed by police when he was literally doing nothing but running away from gunfire. This story is absolutely unbelievable, and his family deserves both justice and answers. So San Diego Police Department released video footage on Friday of a police shooting that killed a 16-year-old African-American male. This was as he was fleeing from another young person who was carrying a gun and had fired shots at him moments earlier. This was reportedly at Santa Fe Depot. The victim was reportedly named as Kanoa Stephen Wilson, and he was a student at Bayside Community School, which is in Logan Heights. So a San Diego Police Department police officer by the name of Daniel Gold was already in that area. He had just arrived on an unrelated call. And that's when a fellow police officer told Daniel that he heard shots coming from the train station. This was on January 28th of this year, just before 9 p.m. Just before the shots were heard, a surveillance camera captured pictures of a teen walking on a boarding platform toward a pair of other young people. And one of them pulled out a gun and they suddenly fired 2 shots at him before the shooter, which was also a male, fled to the north. And the other juvenile that was with the shooter fled with him. The person they fired the shots at, that the teenagers at that time, was Kanoa, but at that time he was not struck by gunfire. So Kanoa was indeed the target for that shooting. So he started to run for his life to the south. He then ran to the east through an open air corridor, and this was at the depot, which is in downtown. Then Daniel, the police officer, meanwhile rushed north towards the walkway with his gun drawn and his body cam was on. Just as Daniel got there, Kanoa walked out directly in front of him. He was on a sidewalk. Kanoa was on a sidewalk on the east side of the station, and then Officer Gold shot him at close range. Kanoa then started screaming, and then he ran before he suddenly collapsed to the ground a short while later. The officers then began performing CPR on him. While they were performing CPR, it said they found a handgun on him. It was under his clothing near his right thigh. He was later taken to a local hospital where, unfortunately, he was pronounced deceased. There are absolutely no signs that Kanoa fired his weapon during the incident, nor was he even holding his gun when Officer Gold shot him. Officer Gold is said to be a 2-year member of the police department. Now, Kanoa's father has since said that his son was a good kid. He said that he was a leader who had never been in trouble before. The family continues to say that this incident doesn't make sense, and I agree. There will now be an investigation by the San Diego County Sheriff's Office, and the local district attorney's office will rule whether or not Officer Gold acted within the law when he shot Kanoa, but in my opinion, it doesn't sound like he did. Now, on February 6th, police reportedly arrested the 16-year-old who shot the original gunfire towards Kanoa before the police shooting. As I said, this video is online on the Sheriff's Department Facebook, but I chose not to share it. This is super sad, and in my opinion, it sounds like this young man did not deserve to be shot. I hate to hear about these incidents involving cops, and this teen was so young and he had his whole life to live. My thoughts and prayers definitely go out to all of his loved ones. I pray that they get answers and that justice is served. For more updates into this case and other news, be sure to follow, and if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe.